My child, before you take another step, before you scroll, before you rush, before you disappear into the noise of this day, I need you to pause, right here, right now, in this very breath. You felt something when you landed on this message, didn't you? Something quiet but unmistakable. Something inside your chest that said, wait, stay. This one is different. That feeling was not random. That pull was not an accident. That was me. Reaching into your day, stepping into your moment, speaking your name in a way that only your soul could recognize. I know your time is precious. I know life has been moving fast. I know your mind is already racing toward the next thing on your list, but I'm asking you, gently, lovingly, urgently, can you give me just a few minutes? Not your whole day, not your entire strength, just this moment. Just this space where the world loosens its grip on you long enough for something real to happen. Because what I'm about to speak into your life, what I have arranged for your ears and your heart in this exact message, it is something you have been quietly praying for. Something you whispered in the dark, something you nearly stopped believing was possible, and I need you present for it. I need your heart soft. I need your spirit open, because what is coming in the next few minutes has the power to shift something deep inside you. Stay with me. You will not regret it. Comment, I am listening, Lord. If you felt something pull you to this message today, I see the weight you are carrying, my beloved child. Let me tell you what I see when I look at your life right now. I do not see what the world sees. I do not see the face you wear when you walk out your door. I do not see the strength you perform for others. I see what lives beneath all of that. And what I see has moved me to come closer to you today. I see someone who has been carrying weight that was never meant to be carried alone. Weight on the shoulders. Weight in the mind. Weight pressing quietly on the spirit, day after day, in ways you have learned to hide from the people around you. You have become so skilled at appearing fine that most people around you genuinely believe you are okay. But inside where no one sees, you are exhausted in a way that sleep cannot fix. This is not ordinary tiredness. This is soul tiredness. The kind that comes from surviving more than you have been living. The kind that comes from pouring yourself out for others while quietly running on empty. The kind that comes from fighting battle after battle in silence, from holding everything together while secretly wondering if you will be able to keep holding on. You have been overwhelmed, my child. Not just in your mind, but in your spirit. Emotions you have pushed down because you did not have time to feel them. Grief you buried because life kept moving and did not wait for you to heal. Disappointments you swallowed because you did not want to seem weak. Loneliness you masked with business because stillness felt too painful, and because you were surviving, because you were pushing through, because you were keeping yourself together with shaking hands, you slowly started to drift from me. Not on purpose, not because you stopped loving me or stopped believing, but because your heart was so burdened, so loud with worry and exhaustion, that my gentle voice became harder and harder to hear beneath the noise. But here is what I need you to know. I never drifted from you. I never stepped back. I never grew silent. I stayed right beside you through every single moment, and today I could not let you go another hour without reaching into your life and reminding you that I see you, all of you, every hidden piece, every quiet ache, every unspoken prayer. I see it all, and I'm not overwhelmed by any of it. Type, God sees me. If you have been carrying something heavy in silence, He is watching over you. I see the weight you are carrying. My child, come closer. Let me speak now into the places you have kept locked away. The places you protect even from yourself. Because these hidden places, these quiet wounds, these buried fears, these silent longings, they matter to me more than you know. I saw your heartbreak, the kind that split you open in ways that left invisible scars. I saw the moment someone you trusted broke that trust. I saw the moment someone you loved chose to walk away. I saw the moment you opened your heart fully, vulnerably, honestly, and it was mishandled. I saw how you tried to keep moving forward while still bleeding on the inside. I saw the way you smiled through pain and called yourself healed when, in truth, you were still learning how to breathe without the ache. I saw your loneliness. Not just the nights when you were physically alone, but the nights when you sat in a room full of people and still felt completely unseen. The nights when laughter happened around you but could not reach inside you. The nights when you longed for someone to simply look at you and understand, without you having to explain or perform or shrink yourself to make it easier for them. I saw every one of those nights, and I sat with you in each one. I saw your fear. The fear of failing again. The fear of being hurt the way you were hurt before. The fear that maybe you are too much, or not enough. The fear that whispered to you in the dark, telling you that good things simply do not last for people like you. I saw the fear that made you pull back just as something beautiful was beginning. I saw the fear that made you self-sabotage because hope felt more dangerous than giving up. Every trembling thought, every racing heartbeat in the middle of the night, I was right. There, holding your spirit steady even when you could not feel me doing it. I saw your exhaustion, the bone-deep kind. The kind that made waking up in the morning feel like stepping onto a battlefield before you even opened your eyes. I watched you collect yourself each day before anyone else could see you struggling. I watched you breathe deeply before walking through your door, steadying yourself for a world that rarely stops to ask how you truly are. I watched you give your last reserves to people and situations that did not always pour back into you. And I gave you strength, quietly, invisibly, that you often mistook for your own resilience. I saw your silent tears, the ones you cried, with your face turned away so no one would notice. The ones in the shower, where the sound of water covered the sound of breaking. The ones at night, when the darkness felt safe enough to finally let something escape. I caught every single one. None of them were wasted, none of them were unseen, none of them fell to the ground without heaven taking notice. Type, "You see me, Lord." If God just touched a hidden part of your heart, keep watching. Something powerful is coming. Every prayer you whispered in the dark. I heard it, my child. I need to tell you something about your prayers. Not the ones you said with confidence and clarity, not the ones you prayed when you felt strong and sure. I want to talk about the other ones, the fragile ones, the desperate ones, the ones you breathed out in the dark when you had nothing left and did not even know what you were asking for anymore. Those prayers, the trembling ones, the incomplete ones, the ones soaked in tears and confusion, those reached me first. Those moved heaven the most. Because when a soul cries out from its deepest place with nothing to offer except its own need, that is the most honest prayer that exists. And I treasure honesty above performance. I heard you when you whispered, "Please, just help me make it through today." I heard you when you prayed, "I do not even know what I need, but I need something." I heard you when you cried, "Why does this keep happening to me?" I heard you when you asked, "Have you forgotten me?" I heard the prayers that never made it past your lips, the ones that lived only as aches in your chest, as longings that had no words. You thought those prayers were too weak to matter. You thought you had to come to me with more faith, more strength, more certainty before I would listen. But my child, I do not wait for you to be strong before I respond. I respond to your need, and your need has been calling out to me for a long time. Every single one of those prayers is being answered. Not always in the timing you expected, not always in the form you imagined, but I have been working behind the scenes of your life in ways that your eyes cannot yet see. I have been moving things, shifting things, closing wrong doors, redirecting paths, protecting you from what looked like blessings but would have broken you, and preparing what looks ordinary but is actually going to transform your life. The answer to your most desperate prayer is already in motion. It has been set in motion. Heaven has been working on your behalf even during the seasons when the silence felt like abandonment. You were never abandoned. You were being prepared. And what is being prepared for you, my child? It is going to be worth every single moment of the waiting. Comment, "My prayers are heard," and keep watching. What I'm about to share next will completely change how you see your delays. What you thought was rejection was actually redirection. My child, I want to talk to you about the things that did not work out. The doors that closed in your face just when you thought they would finally open. The relationships that ended when you believed they were forever. The opportunities that vanished after you had already begun to hope. The plans that fell apart after all the effort you poured into them. The seasons of waiting that stretched so long they began to feel like punishment. You looked at these moments and asked what you did wrong. You searched yourself for the failure, the flaw, the mistake that caused these things to be taken from you. You carried guilt for doors that were never yours to open. You mourned endings that were never truly losses. You waited in confusion for answers that required you to first become someone capable of receiving them. Let me tell you the truth about every single one of those moments. None of them were punishment. Not one. Every closed door kept you out of a room that was not built for your flourishing. Every ended relationship removed someone whose presence would have eventually cost you more than their absence ever could. Every failed plan redirected you away from a path that would have led you somewhere you were not meant to go. Every season of waiting was a season of preparation, not for you to simply endure, but for you to be shaped, deepened, and strengthened into the version of yourself that could actually carry what is coming. The delay was not rejection. The silence was not abandonment. The loss was not punishment. It was all protection. Every single piece of it was me, working behind the scenes with a perspective your eyes cannot access, moving pieces on a board you cannot see the full picture of, arranging an outcome that your mind cannot yet conceive. Think about the things you desperately wanted and did not receive. Think about the paths that closed. Now consider this. What if receiving those things in that season would have destroyed you? What if those doors closed because what was behind them was not aligned with who you are becoming? What if the answer was not no, but not yet, and not that way, because something better is being built for you? I am not a God who withholds good things from his children. I am a God who protects his children from things that look good, but carry hidden costs. I am a God who sees the end from the beginning, who knows what your heart truly needs, not just what it currently wants. And I have been protecting you with every delay, every detour, every disappointment that drove you deeper into me. Type, "My delays are protection." If this just shifted something inside you, do not leave yet. The next part is what you've been waiting for. The breakthrough you have been praying for is already moving. My child, listen carefully to what I am about to tell you. This is the part that your heart has been quietly waiting for, even if your mind had given up expecting it. What I am about to speak is not wishful thinking. It is not comfort offered simply to ease your pain. It is truth, the kind that heaven has been preparing for a season like this. Something is shifting in your life, right now, in this season, not someday in the vague future, but in the days ahead of you. Something that has been locked is beginning to unlock. Something that has been dormant is beginning to awaken. Something that was buried under layers of delay and disappointment is pushing through to the surface, the way a seed pushes through soil after a long, cold winter. The breakthrough you have been praying for has already been set in motion. The healing you gave up believing in has already begun at the root level. The restoration you cried for in your darkest nights has already been declared in heaven. The provision you needed and could not see coming, it is already on its way to you. The connection, the clarity, the peace, the open door, it has been prepared, and it has your name written on it. But here is what I need you to understand. Breakthroughs require something from the person receiving them. They require your spirit to be awake. They require your heart to be open enough to recognize the blessing when it arrives, because blessings do not always arrive in the package you expected. They require your eyes to be watching, not just in the direction you decided the answer would come from, but in every direction, trusting that I am creative and I am faithful, and I will bring what you need through a path you could not have predicted. Stop closing yourself off. Stop building walls that keep not only pain out, but also miracles out. Stop shrinking your expectations to protect yourself from disappointment. I am asking you to dare to hope again. Not a desperate white-knuckled hope, but a quiet, grounded, unshakable confidence that what I have promised, I will deliver. Because I have never broken a promise, not once, not to anyone, not ever. Your season is turning. The winter that felt like it would never end is giving way. And what is coming in this new season, my child? It is worth opening your heart for. It is worth lowering your walls for. It is worth showing up for, in faith, even before you can see it clearly. Comment, "My season is turning," if you receive this, and stay until the very end, because I have one final word for your heart. You have never been invisible to me. My child, before I bring this message to a close, I need to speak one more thing directly into your heart. Because I know that underneath everything, underneath the exhaustion, the fear, the disappointment, the waiting, there is one wound that has quietly persisted longer than all the others. The wound of feeling forgotten. The ache of feeling invisible. The quiet grief of looking around and wondering if anyone truly sees you, truly knows you, truly cares whether you are struggling or thriving, rising or falling, present or slipping away. You have felt this, perhaps for longer than you have admitted to yourself. You have done so much for others. You have shown up for people who did not always show up for you. You have given comfort that you yourself needed. You have been strong in seasons when you were allowed to break. You have served, supported, encouraged, and held others together. And sometimes, in the quiet aftermath of all that giving, you looked around and felt profoundly alone, unseen, unacknowledged, as though your own needs and your own pain were invisible to the world. My beloved child, you are not invisible to me. You never were. Not for a single second of your existence. Not in your highest moments, and not in your lowest. Not when you were shining, and not when you were barely surviving. Not when your faith was strong, and not when it was barely a flicker. I have seen every version of you, every layer, every broken piece, every beautiful quality you do not even recognize in yourself. And I have loved every single version of you with a love that does not waver, does not weary, does not require your performance to remain. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. You are not a burden. You are not too much. You are not too broken. You are not past the point of restoration. You are not beyond the reach of grace. You are my child, and I do not abandon my children. I pursue them. I pursue you, even when you drift, even when you grow quiet, even when you pull away. I keep coming back. I keep reaching in. I keep whispering your name. Because you belong to me, and nothing in this universe changes that. Type "I am not forgotten" if this reached you. Share this message with someone who needs to hear that God has not forgotten them. What I need you to carry from this moment. My child, as this message draws to a close, I want to leave something inside you that will stay long after the words fade. Not just comfort, though I pray you felt comfort here. Not just encouragement, though I hope your spirit was lifted. I want to leave you with a deep and settled knowing that changes the way you walk into the days ahead. You are seen, you are heard, you are loved, you are protected, you are guided, you are not forgotten, and you are not alone. Every prayer you have prayed has reached heaven. Every tear you have shed has been caught. Every season of waiting has been purposeful. Every closed door has been protection. And what is coming next in your life, it has been prepared with your name on it, by hands that never make mistakes. Walk into tomorrow differently than you walked into today. Walk with the knowledge that you are carried. Walk with the understanding that your delays do not define your destiny. Walk with the belief that something good is already moving toward you, even when you cannot feel it, or see it, or predict what shape it will take. Walk in hope, not because the road has been easy, but because the one walking it with you is faithful. When doubt comes, and it will come back to this moment. Come back to the truth that was spoken over you today. Come back to the reminder that you are loved beyond what your mind can measure, protected beyond what your eyes can see, and destined for more than your pain has tried to convince you is possible. This was not just a message. This was a moment heaven arranged for you specifically. A moment of encounter, a moment of alignment, a moment where your soul was reminded of the truth it sometimes forgets in the noise of ordinary life. You are my child, I am your God, and I am not finished with your story yet, not even close. Now go. Go with strength. Go with hope. Go with the quiet confidence of someone who has just been reminded that they are not alone. And know that wherever today takes you, I will already be there waiting for you, preparing the way, holding the pieces of your life with the most careful and loving hands you will ever encounter. I love you, my child. More than you know, more than you can imagine, more than any word in any language has ever been able to contain. Like this video if God spoke to you today. Share with someone who needs this. Comment your breakthrough below. I want to celebrate with you.